Sitting going to get cold, so.
Oh no, just eat it on the stream.
Hello and welcome to the Gers TV, where Rangers have played Hearts today, Heart at Midlothian, and came away with an astonishing victory, 4-2 to the famous Glasgow Rangers. Jay, how are you doing, pal?
Mate, I'm buzzing. I am so happy. I wasn't buzzing 15 minutes into the game, however, but I'm absolutely buzzing now, mate. I mean, what a win that is. Do you know what I mean? Like, just the feeling of it, because we did have to come back from being behind twice in the game. But then to get that fourth goal, I mean, winning, any win would have been, just what we needed. But to go and get the fourth goal and then just the way the place felt after that, unreal, mate.
Give me 2 seconds, mate. I'll get a bit of background noise coming for somewhere.
No worries, mate. And I'll just keep talking. No, it was an amazing win. Even though we didn't start too well, I think the first. I think we started well. It was just again a lapse in concentration from Fernandes and lack of communication with Raskin for that goal. They took the goal really well.
I'm sorry, the YouTube is on the computer there, so I don't know if that interfered with the sound.
Are you back? You back with us?
Aye, the YouTube had interfered with the. I came on another chat. I've got 2 computers, and I don't know if that interfered with the sound. But I fire again, mate. What are you saying?
Yeah, I was just saying about. I think we started the game quite well. We were in control, but then just a lapse of concentration again. Fernandes passing to Raskin. Raskin's not even looking at him. That's the problem with Fernandes. Sometimes I feel like he just lacks concentration. Sometimes whenever he gets on the ball, I feel like he's quite slow with it, or he's just very relaxed. And it cost us. We ended up being 1-0 down. It was a good finish from the boy, but Fernandes is that we need to get out of our game.
Fernandes is still very raw. He's still a young boy. I think the problem that happened with that was just a lack of communication and nerves. The first half hour, I thought Rangers, maybe the first half, the Rangers players looked extremely nervous, and the support as well. I got the feeling the support were a wee. One of the ones that. That mistake, it was one of the ones that cost us a game. We've been going about it for months, but we just have to move on for it. It was schoolboy stuff, but it was a great finish at the end from the Hearts. These things happen in football.
Yeah, it was a great finish, but at the same time, I really like how we reacted to going a goal down. How I think it was like 2 minutes, 50 seconds or whatever it was before we then scored a goal. So the reaction was there. We went and I went on the front foot straight away and got a goal, which in my opinion, if you look at the actual overall play of the first 20 minutes, I think we definitely deserved to not be behind. So it was a really good reaction. But again, it's the likes of Romans making those forward runs and putting in a good ball into the box and a bit of a scruffy goal. Obviously, it was an own goal in the end, but they all count. And yeah, I was buzzing with the reaction, to be honest. But then again, when we do get to the 1-1, it's like they got I can't remember when it was in the first half. Maybe it was like 10, 15 minutes later. They go and scored a 2-1. But it's one of those where I felt like the first goal was a bit was annoying because that was completely our own doing. But the second goal, it's like that situation could happen 9 times out of 10, and he's not heading the ball that well back across goal into the bottom corner. It just seemed things at that point just seemed like they were going against us, and I was definitely worried after the 2-1.
So 2 things there. First of all, it was the first 2 goals were gifts. Danny Rowe called them prizes or presents, and I would agree with that. There was 2 mistakes and they scored from them. Although they were 2 good finishes, it was a great header to finish it. But back to what you're saying, these things shouldn't happen. But the difference is that Hearts are a quality team. You've got to give them a bit of credit that you can get away with that with the lower league teams, but lower teams in the league. But with them, they capitalised on it, and that's the best they've played against us. The other 2 games we played against them. We were robbed of points, as we know. That was the best they played against us, but Rangers were a better team the whole match, and we were really comfortable at times. The last half hour of the game, I thought Rangers played the best football I've seen all season.
We were comfortable, and I felt like as soon as we got that third goal and we went 3-2 up, and what a goal, by the way. Great ball from Scovolson and Shemiti, great header. Absolutely fantastic goal, and just the way the place felt afterwards, the celebrations, etc. It was a massive moment, but the way we then sort of controlled the game, I can't remember them having any major opportunities after we went 3-2 up. I felt like we were in complete control of that game.
Yeah. Well, what I said to you a bit earlier on about Rangers looked very nervous, but when Rangers started to play football, Hearts looked very nervous, and they don't have the same quality as Rangers in terms of pool, and they were trying to change things. I think their subs helped us a wee bit, and Danny Rowe's been criticised for his subs, but his subs tonight were spot on. I thought Gassama was fantastic when he came on. I did say that Gassama's a better sub. However, I will acknowledge this before anybody casts up on it. I did say that we shouldn't have played Shermiti today before the game. I did say that, and he's proved me wrong. And I don't mind being proved wrong. In fact, I'm delighted to have been proved wrong. I thought Shermiti, his finishing for his 3 goals was outstanding.
He's a big game player, mate. Like, honestly, he scored his last 5 goals, 2 against Celtic and 3 today. So like whenever the spotlight's on him, and we really need him to come up with the goods, he's providing it at the minute. Long may it continue, and hopefully he can continue it next week against Livy. But he's got a hat trick today. I thought all of his goals were really well taken. Obviously, the first one near post finish. The second one, that header, what header that was, and the third, when he got into that position for the third goal, I was thinking there's no chance he's scoring this. That he misses those, but it was a really good finish back across the face of goal and gave the keeper no chance. And
it's a great move. The whole move is fantastic. Gassama is outstanding the way he took the players on. The other goal you're talking about, Scott Olsen's cross, was perfect. He couldn't have done much better. And also, I would like to see it again. I might be wrong on this because I'm in the main stand, but I wasn't sure about the Scott Olsen booking. What could have been a penalty? I don't know if he dived, but from where I was, it was hard to see.
I don't. From looking at it on the telly, it didn't look like there was any contact, to be honest. So it's one of those where it's it's one of those where you're expecting the contact, and your body goes down, and when it doesn't arrive, it's unfortunate, and you're going to get booked. But I thought he did it right today, Scott Wilson. To be fair, there was a couple of loose passes, where he's trying quick flicks, etc. that didn't come off. But overall, I mean, when he does get the ball in the final third, he has the quality to pick someone out. As you see with the cross for the third goal.
When you mentioned some of the moves today, it was when I first seen Scott Wilson as well. There was a lot of times he's making runs and the players didn't expect it. He seems to be a quality player. But my answer to what you're saying there, because I agree with you, but my answer would be, if we keep playing the same players now, the same team, I think we've got a really, really good attacking style football. We've got a really good team that they need to click together. This is just the start of this, remember. Roman's at left back, outstanding. He's a real threat. And he's a good defender, and he's a real danger going forward. Olsen we spoke about, Shermiti we spoke about. Moore, again, I thought Moore was all over the park, trying everything, trying his best. Raskin didn't have his best game, but he never gave up. The defence, playing against a good Hearts team, you could argue 2 mistakes, but all in all, a big shooter was everywhere, I thought, as well. And I thought Tavernier coming on was a good move. I spoke to the boys beside me in the park, in the main stand. Tavernier, whatever anybody thinks about him, calms the defence down, and for the last 20 minutes, we really needed that.
Yeah, he's got the experience. He's been in so many of these games, these big games. So it was a good moment to bring him on for the last 30 minutes or so. But yeah, Roman's going to Roman's. Like, I think he is immediately the best left back in this league. Right, he is just outstanding.
Oh yeah, he's class.
Going forward, his ability to pick people out in the box. I just think he's outstanding. And
something worth noting about him. He's only a young boy. He doesn't look like a young boy, but he's only 21.
Yeah, he looks like he's been around the game for years, but he plays like that as well. He plays like he's got the experience of being in this game time and time again. But
yeah, he's a leader.
He's a leader. He's easily the best left back in the league.
But the big thing for me today was the first half was 50-50. Rangers were a better team, but Hearts got 2 goals, and I was thinking it could go either way. But the second half, the performance was outstanding, and the players all looked up for the game. How many times have I complained about we don't shoot? Well, the last 10 minutes we were shooting, and we were shooting, and we were shooting, and everybody was wanting a shot at it. And
You
when
can
I
see
get it wrong, I
Gers
don't
enjoying
mind. When I get it wrong, I don't mind holding my hand up and saying, Shermiti proved me wrong today.
And honestly, I love nothing more than to be proved wrong, right? If I say, oh, that player shouldn't be starting, I want him to go and prove us all wrong, you know, because if he's proving us wrong, it means he's doing what's best for the club. It means he's performing well. So, you know, long may it continue. Long may Shermiti continue scoring these goals, because we're going to need him. We're going to need big players to step up in big moments to get us over the line, because, you know, and
Yeah,
we
definitely.
look at the other game, right? At Killy, obviously they went and got another late winner, but at the end of the day, as long as we do our job, nothing else matters. It does not matter that they score a late winner against Livy. It does not matter that they score a late winner against Killy, because if we beat Livy at the weekend, next weekend, they're obviously playing Hibs at home. Doesn't matter what happens, because come out the Old Firm, when is it? Is it the 1st of March?
Yep.
1st or 2nd of March? Come
First.
that game at Ibrox, right? And the fans, the way they were today, backing the team, behind the team, making the noise, pushing them on, we will beat them in that game, and then we will go top of the league. I can guarantee that game will be the game that we go top of the league. And once we're top of the league, I feel like we'll sail into
The big thing for me, the big thing for me was there was a time when we thought we're never going to get to the top 3 in the league, but I kept saying that we're miles behind in goal difference, and getting the 2 goals a day. I'm not sure what the goal difference is now, but it wasn't just the 3 points; it was 3 points and the 2 goals as well.
Yeah,
This is what. Have a wee look, because we should have done that. We just ran out of time because it was late kickoff. But this could come down to that. It really could.
It could, because I think we're all really close in the goal difference. I think when it was 3-2, were we 2 goals above Celtic when it was 3-2? So
yeah, that's right.
We're going another goal. So goal difference. So we're on goal difference with the exact same goal difference as Hearts now, and we're four above Celtic on the goal difference.
So Celtic's got a game in hand
though, away at Aberdeen, which, you know, but they're entering a period now where they've got to play Stuttgart at home, then they've got Hibs at home, then they play Stuttgart away, then they've got us, and then straight after us they've got Aberdeen midweek, right? So and then they've got us in the cup. So this is the moment. If they want to win the title, they know how important this is, but we cannot let them off the hook. Right?
It's exciting times
in this period.
What we need to do at the weekend, we've got Livingston. We need to play the full team. Don't do what we've done on Wednesday night. I'm not going to go on about it anymore. I've been complaining about it and moaning about it for days. I won't mention it again. But Livingston, we can't do that again. Against Livingston, it's a full team. Consistency is my big thing. And goals. Not just win the game, get these goals in, because the goals give the feel-good factor. Look at Shermiti after the game. I've got photos of him, and I've got a wee video I'm going to put up after this. Shermiti was in his glory. Mm-hmm. He was absolutely loving it. And the players made sure they went up to the Union Bells and stuff like that. It was brilliant to see the players and the fans all together, and the manager. But this is a big feel-good factor game against Livingston. Now, go out and get the victory, definitely. But after that, get the goals and get the performance in, and get Ibrox rocking.
I know, but this is how I don't think these players have experienced this yet. You know, as it. Well, you were obviously at the game, but as it felt watching it from the telly, like I don't feel like these players have experienced that atmosphere so far this season at Ibrox, because, you know, the season started so poorly and the fans had almost given up on the season because of how far away we were. But to win today, I mean, that could be nothing compared to the noise that you'll hear if we beat Celtic. If we go and do our job against Livy, get the 3 points, but then beat Celtic at home, and if we were to go top of the league at that period, it will be electric, right? The atmosphere will be unreal, and then we have the opportunity the week after to knock them out the cup as well at Ibrox. This can be a very, very, very special few weeks for us, as long as the players really understand what they're going to be coming up against and perform on the pitch and get the job done. You know, this place is going to be electric. It's going to be special. I don't think the players will have experienced this yet. A lot of the new players, and they really will get a feel for what the club's about. And if you do perform, if you do put the work in, if you do get the results, it's the best place to play football.
2 things that were vital today that I saw that's vital for us to win this title. The first one was when we lost silly goals. We didn't put our heads down. We got back on with it. Nobody felt sorry for himself. And at the start of the season was the opposite. And the other point that I would like to make was the fact that the extra time, injury time, or whatever it was, the last 10 minutes of the game, Rangers went for more goals. There's a lot of times where we would have been sitting back and happy with the 3-2, but we went for the 4th one. And we got what we deserved. I'm just reading Shanklin's comments here. Fair play, lads. ABS raging, but better team won. Who's ABS? I'm not sure who that is. Absolutely the agent, but the better team won. No, I would agree with that. I thought Hearts looked really good. I just don't think they've got a strong enough squad just now with the injuries that they've got.
Yeah, I think they're suffering with injuries, but they've got some really, really good players like Braga again. Especially for his goal, like it was. He's a big player, and I wouldn't mind us going in for him in the summer. If we were to win the title, we need more competition on that left hand side, because at the minute we've got obviously Mikey Morby's on loan, and I wanted to see him in the middle of the pitch, but then we've got Gassama, and Gassama I feel like he's going to be off in the summer. So having someone who's experienced pro in the league now would be worth a punt. But no, I think it's things are looking good. The feel factor's back. After Wednesday, I was genuinely devastated because I felt like, especially after they got that player sent off, I was like, what a missed opportunity it was. And then add to that, obviously, Hearts getting a late winner, Celtic getting a late winner. It felt like all doom and gloom. But after today, things are looking up again. We're 2 points behind. I think we were like 4 points behind before we played Hibs, and then we ended up being like back to 6 or something, and then
we're getting there slowly.
We're
getting there slowly. To me, a big thing for me is keeping because Hearts are suffering from this, and Celtic will suffer from it as well. But these away games, we need to keep the players fit now. We need to keep that team, because if we can keep a core and the team doesn't change much until the end of the season, it's not a lot to ask. 1 game a week, and we play with the same players. Those little mistakes you mentioned earlier on will get better. They'll stop happening. And some of the cross balls and some of the opportunities that we had today was good. And also, I thought Ant-Man, he wasn't on long, but Ant-Man's attitude was great today.
He's got a fire in his belly that I feel like he lost. Yep. Under the Russell Martin era, I feel like, and I said this when he was injured, I felt like that injury actually might be the best thing that happened to him, because he gets away from it. He can reassess his game, get to a level mentally that he can go and perform for us. And he's come back and he's showing that he wants to start in place. He's showing that he wants to be at the football club. He's got that desire. He's got the fire in his belly. And I feel like he's almost like a new signing, essentially, because he had that one good game, obviously, when he first came, but then he got Russell Martin, and but then I feel like he's playing like a new player at the minute. And Gassama as well, though. Like, Wednesday I was absolutely raging with him because I just feel like he's not a starter. But then he comes on and he creates that fourth goal, and the way he created it as well. That's exactly what we need to use him for. Unfortunately for him, that's just the way it is.
Competition for places will make Ant-Man and Gassama better players till the end of the season, because they're going to be squad players anyway. Another thing we should highlight was the fact that a lot of people, well, it was a good chat and a good debate, but a lot of people mentioned the fact that could the combination of Shermiti and Naderi up front work? Well, today showed me it does work.
And I want to see it again against Libby, by the way, because that's the sort of game where you play.
Don't change it. Keep it the very same.
Yeah, but what I would say is, I remember thinking this during the game. Sometimes I feel like we don't play to our strengths enough. Like, I don't see it as often enough. I want to see balls out wide and ping balls into the box a lot more often, because we've got 2 giants in there that are going to attack the ball. You look how Shermiti attacked that for the third goal. You look at the carnage caused in the box for the first. Just keep getting the ball out wide and keep whipping balls into the box, and then pushing up and winning the. If we don't win the first ball, we don't score the goal. Then we've got players in there like the Rasky and the Tochis that can go and win that second ball, recycle it, and get the ball out wide again to try and ping more balls into the box. And then you got players like Moore, feeding off of the knockdowns, etc. So I want to see a bit more of that moving forward.
Something I noted as well in the game, I've took a photograph of it, and I'm going to do a kind of story on it later on if I get a chance, or tomorrow, is I've hated this for years because all the managers do it, but we didn't do this today. See, for the last half hour of the game, when Hearts got a corner, and they got a few, and I thought Hearts were going to score one of the corners the last 20 minutes. When they got corners, Mikey Moore was pushed up front, and that kept 3 of their players out. And Moore's got the ability. Effectively, that's how we scored the 4th goal. And it wasn't Moore, it was Gassama. But playing a man, just holding them out a wee bit with a corner, giving them a doubt that we've got the ability and the pace. And if you do that with teams, the great Liverpool team of the 80s were famous for it. If you do that with teams and you put a man just in between the halfway line and the penalty box, it means that the opposition team, if they think you're quality, they have a doubt when they're taking the corner. The guys beside me in the main stand will know, they get fed up with me saying it. Every week I'm shouting it, and they've done that with Mikey Moore, and that'll work. Trust me, that'll work, especially against Celtic.
Yeah, but it's so important, like you say, it could put a doubt into their minds, when they're taking the corner, for example, just making sure that they don't have a counter against them, and it depends. They might not put so many players forward, but then the work rate from Gassama to actually get, because it wasn't an easy ball for him to deal with when it did get to the edge of the box. But I thought I was really impressed with his performance when he came on and that running, and then picking the right pass to Schmidt as well, which again, when he got into that position, it was easy to potentially try and slip Ant-Man through, which would have been a harder ball, or go for goal himself. But he found the right pass into Schmidt, and it was a great finish for the 4-2. But and I think it's that finish and being like 4-2 up that has really put like the shine on the whole day today, because now we're level on goal difference with Hearts. We've managed to have that celebration at the end where it's tense and tight, and you're thinking, just please do not concede a late equaliser. But then to go and get the fourth goal, I kind of feel like that changes things as well. That adds a bit of extra oomph to the performance.
It was a statement victory. That was a statement victory, because wherever we like talking about the other side of the city, their victory at Kilmarnock today was a statement victory. But we've answered that because we're playing top of the league, and we beat them 4-2. And we were the better team. But there's something else I want to mention I thought was great with Rangers today, the fight. The players showed a lot of fight. It was a tough game at times, and all our players stood up to the challenge, and they answered a lot of our concerns, because they've got the ability, they've got the fight, and they've got the aerial ability now. They've got a great squad. The players that all came on were all good. Everyone that came on was good.
Yeah, but the most impressive thing for me today was how we reacted after setbacks. Start of the season, we would have a setback and it would feel like we're never going to get back into this game. That's how it felt. It felt like we were hopeless. We weren't creating anything. But this team has a different mentality to the team that started the season. This team knows that that's a setback, right? Leave that behind us and let's move forward. And you saw that we scored within like 2 minutes, 50 seconds, or whatever it was.
There's a real belief.
And then we had another setback. But again, we kept going. We kept trying to create chances, and we got our goal. And then the second half, like you said at the start of the show, I think potentially our best performance of the best half of football of the season. Obviously, in line with the second half at Parkhead, but
in terms of quality opposition, the second half at Parkhead and the last half hour today, tonight, was our best performances. That shows what we've got in my locker. But that doesn't mean that we can go against Livingston and take my foot off the pedal.
No.
This is just the start. We need to get the goal. We want to be the team with the goal difference that everybody's trying to catch up with. We want to be the team we're at, and we start off at the weekend against Livingston. We should have the players fit. We've got a full week to get ready for it. Fans are up for it. Yeah.
And that's the big thing. We have a full week now to prepare for this. So there's no resting players. There's no resting your best players for another game at the weekend. It's play your best team. Let them build that cohesion, that the understanding. Because I feel like that sometimes is where Scovolson, obviously coming in late, is still trying to work out, the runs that players are making, etc.
That'll take a few weeks.
Yeah. But if we can keep that consistency of team on the pitch, I feel like we're going to get a consistent performance. And if they keep performing like they did in the second half today, we cut out the mistakes of the first, we're gonna win a lot of football games between now and the end of the season, because this is our sole focus, and the cup obviously, but the league is our priority. Let's go and start picking up the wins, but next week will be really important as well, because it's a team at the bottom of the table, Livy. Yeah, it's going to be very difficult.
No games will be easy to the end of the season. Nothing will be easy. Yeah,
it's not going to be easy, but it's how the players get up for it, because today they can easily get up for it. Today, the crowd were up for it, and you're playing top of the table Hearts. Those are the easy games to get up for. It's how are the players going to get up for Livy away?
And that's why I wouldn't be changing the team. I'd keep the team. And I know you're taking a risk doing that, but at the same time, there's no point winning the day and dropping points at the weekend again. And that can happen if you take your foot off the gas. So I would keep the same players. Everybody's fit. I would keep it that way and try and get a real momentum going. But all in all, it's been a good day. You could argue, I'm a Greeting-faced git, so you could argue that Rangers versus Hearts, Motherwell versus Rangers, and Rangers versus Hearts, given the quality of both oppositions at 4 points, is actually really, really good. I'm hoping that is a good argument.
I'm hoping, we were overreacting in terms of like the drop points midweek in Motherwell, just because they are such a good side. And in my opinion, they are the toughest team to play against this season. right?
Yeah.
In every single game that we played against them. The first game of the season, wasn't it? The draw. But yeah, it
Yeah,
was definitely first game of the season.
I would argue
And
that
they had
they're
so
our
many
best.
that game.
They're our best opposition, but Rangers are the team. This is what we need to remember, everyone, and the players. We're the best team in the league now.
I think we've got the best squad in the league. We now just need to show the consistency of performance now going into the remaining games, because we've got 2 massive games coming up now in the league. Win both of those, and I think we'll be top of the league.
Aye, I think every game's going to be massive. If I'm being honest, because there's a lot of the teams can still beat each other, and the last thing we want to do is take our eye off the ball. But listen, it's been a great day. Good night for Rangers. There's a good feel-good factor at the club as well. We've got a couple of players still to come back from injury. We've got Barron still to come back. Remember, he'll be back in a few, maybe 2 to 3 weeks.
If he can come back to the split, he'll be massive for us in the last few games.
So all in all, this morning face get here, who complained all day about Shermiti playing, got it wrong, and I'm happy.
Yeah. 3 points, mate. 3 points, massive 3 points. A hat-trick.
3 points and up the road.
Long may it continue. Yeah, and now we've got a long week to wait for the next performance. I hate, and this is the only downside with obviously only playing once a week. It's like we only get to see our team once a week now for the rest of the season, really. So, which is a bit of a shame. But at the same time, as long as we'll
fill that in with some shows anyway.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
Okay, and there's a wee shout out to Ryan's watching now. Ryan saying, "Great result, lads. We are the people. We certainly are." And still sitting having a pint. Quite right, mate. I'm off it. I'm off it for another week.
No, I'm enjoying myself tonight, mate. It's
quite right. I'm on the iron brew.
Yeah, you have to enjoy these moments. I mean, a season is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's going to come with its ups and downs. You have to enjoy the good times. So
yeah,
have a party tonight. Enjoy the 3 points, and we wait the game next week.
Aye, no, excellent. I agree with that, mate. Listen, I'm going to go and get my dinner.
Yes.
Thanks to everybody for watching. Great result for Rangers. Onwards and upwards.
Yes. Happy days, mate. Right, thank you all for tuning in, for watching the show, getting involved in the show. Please like, share, and subscribe. It would be much appreciated. We'll do some more shows throughout the week as we prepare for the game away at Livy next week, Sunday, even at 3:00. Take care. Enjoy your week.
It's all to play for, mate.
All to play for. But enjoy your week, and we'll see you next week.